Today on Game Life, we're talking to legendary indie game designer Jonathan Blow.
JB!
I don't know why I said that.
Welcome to the Game Life video podcast. We have an extra special guest for you guys today.
It's very true. It is a creator of beloved indie game Braid and also creator of forthcoming puzzle adventure game, The Witness. Jonathan Blow is here with us.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
So we still know so little about The Witness. What we do know, it's a first-person, very atmospheric puzzle game. But I'm curious where the real birth of this game was.
It's inspired by Myst and the whole lineage of games that Myst kind of kicked off. And so the idea was to take the best parts of a game like Myst, so the atmosphere and the mood and just that setting of you're in a place and you have all the time that you need to figure things out, and to bring a modern game design sensibility to it. And what it ends up being is not so much an adventure game, but like a hybrid first-person exploration with like puzzles, like more abstract puzzles. There really is pretty close to no action in The Witness. And it's not because I think action's bad, it's just that so many games do it. Like, there's sort of two different things that happen when a game wants to provide difficulty. And one way harkens back to arcades where it was all action-y, right? There's Space Invaders or PAC-MAN or whatever is all about moving fast. And the other way is, then RPGs came around and it was about making appropriate tactical decisions, right? And those are sort of the two ways that we know in video games of how to be challenging, and it doesn't seem like very much. It doesn't seem like a very broad palette.
So while you might expand in the future, for now, the PS4 is the home console that you'll be launching, and also PC and iOS, as we've talked about.
Yeah.
But what was behind that? Why Sony, Braid started with Microsoft?
There was a lot of so for a while, the development cycle of The Witness has stretched onward. When I originally announced the game, I said it was going to be winter 2011 or something, and it hasn't made that release date. But that's been for good reasons, right? It's because we've seen an opportunity to make a game that's bigger in scope, where the world is richer, that looks nicer, and so we're taking that opportunity, right? But part of what that means is that earlier business plans get invalidated, right? So we originally thought, okay, we're going to try and do PC and PS3 or Xbox, which would have made a lot of sense in 2011, right? But then we just took long enough developing the game that it's like, hey, new console time.
Yeah.
And it made it easier. So then it came down to, well, there's these two consoles. I kind of know more about one because I'd been working with, because Sony's been very proactive about working with indies, right?
And that can't be overstated. I mean, last year, Unfinished Swan and Papo Yo and Journey, and they really have changed their stance on nurturing.
Yeah, so like back last year, they invited a bunch of indies out, and there were, 50 of us in a room getting this serious tech briefing. And like, I don't think either Nintendo or Microsoft would have done that.
No,
right?
I wouldn't expect
and that's
Sony to have done that.
That's how we get,
impressive.
like, during that meeting, I said, okay, this is interesting. I want a dev kit now. Yeah. And then they got me one very soon after that.
Yeah, and then there you go. It's just making that outreach and
Yeah.
getting you interested, like
Totally.
go a long way. Yeah.
Thanks, Jonathan. Jonathan Blow has been here with us. Be sure to check out our other videos with Jonathan and Veronica Belmont, who's going to be joining us as we sit down to talk about what always on really means, the future generation of consoles, and what the challenges of developing for those consoles are.
If you like Game Life videos, subscribe to Wired's YouTube channel.
Right now.
Please. Come on. Click the button.
Press it.